Hi, everyone. Get ready for a powerful story about Donald Trump's life, his challenges, and his dreams for America. Enjoy the story and let your English grow naturally along the way. Chapter 1: The Beginning. Donald John Trump was born on June 14, 1946, in New York City, in the borough called Queens. His family was not poor. His father, Fred Trump, was a businessman and built many houses and apartment buildings in New York. His mother, Mary Trump, came from Scotland. She loved family life and believed that hard work was important. Young Donald grew up in a big house with his 4 siblings. He was the 4th child. Even as a boy, Donald had a strong personality. His teachers said he liked to be a leader and always wanted to win. Sometimes, he got into trouble because he spoke loudly and acted with confidence that felt too strong for a classroom. When Donald was a teenager, his parents thought he needed more discipline. They sent him to a military school called the New York Military Academy. There, he learned to follow rules. He played sports and became a leader among the students. This experience helped him develop a competitive spirit and a belief that he could achieve big goals. Donald was not the best student in all subjects, but he liked business and sports. He enjoyed being active and in charge. As he grew older, he started to dream about becoming successful like his father. Chapter 2: A Future in Business. After high school, Donald Trump went to Fordham University and later transferred to the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania. Wharton is famous around the world for business education. Donald studied real estate and economics. He learned about money, land, buildings, and how cities grow. In 1968, he finished college and joined his father's company, called Elizabeth Trump and Son. The company built and managed homes for middle-class families in Brooklyn and Queens. Donald wanted more. He wanted tall buildings, bright lights, and big business in Manhattan, the heart of New York City. Manhattan is where famous people live, where many tourists go, and where business leaders want to be. Donald convinced his father to take risks and to start new projects in Manhattan. He believed that if they built big, beautiful buildings there, people would pay high rent. His father agreed. But he also warned Donald, business in Manhattan was expensive and dangerous. Donald did not fear failure. He enjoyed challenges. In his mind, he always said, "Think big." Chapter 3: The Rise of Trump. In the 1970s, Manhattan was suffering. Many buildings were old or empty. Crime was high. Tourists stayed away. But Donald Trump saw opportunity. He said that if he could fix broken buildings and make them beautiful again, people would return. His first big project was the old Commodore Hotel next to Grand Central Station. The hotel was losing money and looked terrible. Donald made a deal with the city and with a famous hotel company named Hyatt. They turned the hotel into the Grand Hyatt Hotel, bright, new, and full of life. When it opened, it was a big success. This success made Donald Trump well known. He started more huge projects. office towers, luxury homes, casinos in Atlantic City, hotels in major cities. He loved his name and wanted people to see it everywhere. So he put Trump in big gold letters on his buildings. He said it was a brand, a symbol of quality and success. By the 1980s, Donald Trump was a star in the business world. He wrote books like The Art of the Deal to explain his success. The book said that winning in business means negotiating strongly, taking risks, and believing in your vision. Many people admired him. He appeared on TV and in newspapers. Some people said, "Trump is the king of New York." But business is never simple. Chapter 4: Hard Times and Rebuilding. In the early 1990s, Donald Trump faced serious problems. The economy was weak, and the money he borrowed for his huge projects became very difficult to repay. His casinos lost money. Banks worried that Trump could not pay back billions of dollars. For the first time, Donald Trump felt close to failure. Many reporters wrote negative stories. Critics said he had grown too fast and taken too many risks. Some people believed his career was over. But Trump did not give up. He talked with banks and made deals to restructure his debts. He sold some properties, but kept the most important ones. Slowly, he rebuilt his business. He learned from the problems and changed his style. He still thought big, but he made more careful plans. During the 2000s, Donald Trump found a new way to become famous: television. He became the host of a reality show called The Apprentice. In the show, young business people competed in different challenges. In the end, Trump would point at someone and say his famous line, "You're fired." The show was extremely popular. Millions of people watched Donald Trump every week. They saw him as a strong boss who spoke directly and made fast decisions. His brand grew even bigger. He opened new hotels and golf courses around the world. His name became known in many countries. Many viewers began to think, if Trump can run a business, maybe he can run a country. That idea would soon become very important. Chapter 5: A New Path to Politics. For many years, Donald Trump enjoyed fame in business and entertainment, but he also watched politics closely. He often talked about problems in the United States, jobs moving overseas, immigration concerns, and expensive wars. He appeared on TV news shows and shared strong opinions. Some people liked his direct style because he spoke like an ordinary person, not like a careful politician. Others thought he was too loud or aggressive. But everyone knew he was not afraid to speak his mind. In 2011, Trump became even more political. He questioned some government decisions and said America was losing to other countries like China. He said the United States needed a tough leader. Many people wondered, will Donald Trump run for president? At first, he said maybe. Then he stepped back. But the idea stayed in his heart. He kept thinking that the country needed change, and maybe he could be the person to make that change. Chapter 6: Running for President. In June 2015, Donald Trump made a big announcement at Trump Tower in New York City. With his family by his side, he said loudly, "I am officially running for President of the United States." This moment surprised some people and excited others. Trump promised to make America great again, a message that became his famous slogan. Supporters wore red hats with the slogan written in white letters. Trump said he wanted stronger borders, better trade deals, more jobs for American workers, less government control, a safer America. But his campaign was not smooth. He used simple, powerful language, and sometimes his words caused controversy. Critics said he made comments that were offensive. Newspapers and TV reporters talked about him every day, sometimes praising him, often criticizing him. Yet his support grew stronger. Trump won many state elections during the primary season. He defeated well-known Republican politicians. Many voters said they liked that he was not a typical politician. They saw a businessman who promised to shake up Washington, D.C. By summer 2016, Donald Trump became the official Republican candidate for president. His opponent from the Democratic Party was Hillary Clinton, a former First Lady and Secretary of State. She was very experienced and well-known. Many people expected Clinton to win easily. But Trump did not stop fighting. He traveled across the country, holding huge rallies. Thousands of people came to hear him speak. He promised to put America first and to bring back the American dream. Chapter 7. The 2016 Election. The 2016 election was one of the most intense and emotional in American history. Supporters of both candidates were passionate. Arguments happened in families, workplaces, and online. The country felt divided. Most national polls showed Hillary Clinton ahead. Experts said Trump could not win. But Trump believed the polls were wrong. He focused on key states where many factory workers had lost jobs. He told them he would fight for them. On November 8, 2016, Americans voted. As results came in, many people were shocked. Trump won important states like Ohio, Florida, and Pennsylvania. These were states that Clinton hoped to keep. Late that night, news networks announced Donald Trump won the election. He would become the 45th President of the United States. His supporters celebrated loudly. Many felt that someone finally listened to their voices. Trump told the nation, "I will be president for all Americans." But at the same time, many others were unhappy and scared. Some protesters went into the streets. They believed Trump's ideas were too extreme. The world watched closely. A businessman with no political experience was going to lead the most powerful country on earth. Chapter 8. 4 years in the White House. Donald Trump became president on January 20th, 2017. He put his hand on the Bible, raised his right hand, and made the oath of office. The crowd cheered. Trump entered the White House with big goals. Create more jobs. Reduce government regulations. Lower taxes. Strengthen the military. Protect U.S. borders. Put America first in world deals. Some of his actions were popular with his supporters. He signed a major tax cut. He reduced some business rules. The stock market reached record highs. Unemployment fell to very low levels before 2020. He appointed 3 new Supreme Court judges. But there were also big challenges. Strong disagreements with the media. Conflicts with political opponents. Investigations about possible foreign interference in the election. Debates about immigration policies. Tensions with other countries. Trump used Twitter every day to communicate directly with the public. Supporters loved that he told his own truth. Critics complained that his messages were too harsh. In 2020, a new danger appeared, COVID-19, a worldwide pandemic. It changed everything. People stayed home. Businesses closed. Many got sick or died. Trump tried to reopen the economy quickly. Some agreed with him. Others said he moved too fast. His presidency was full of action and arguments. Some Americans felt inspired by him. Others felt angry. The nation became even more divided. By the end of his term, it was time for another election. Trump wanted 4 more years. But a new opponent stood in his way, Joe Biden. Chapter 9. The 2020 Election. The United States presidential election of 2020 was a major moment in history. Donald Trump wanted a second term. He said he needed more time to complete his work and protect America's future. His opponent was Joe Biden, who had served as vice president under Barack Obama. The election came during the COVID-19 pandemic. Many people were out of work. Schools closed. Hospitals were full. There were arguments everywhere about masks, vaccines, and how to respond to the virus. Trump held rallies to show strength and energy. Supporters believed he was fighting to reopen the country and save jobs. Biden held many virtual events from home and promised to unite America. He said Trump's leadership was too divisive. Another issue was that many Americans voted by mail because they feared the virus. Trump questioned mail-in voting and said it could lead to fraud. Biden and many officials said the system was secure. Polls again predicted that Trump would lose by a big margin. But Trump repeated the message of 2016, don't trust the polls. Election Day came on November 3rd. 2020, votes took days to count. In the end, results showed that Joe Biden won the election. Biden received more votes overall and won key states. Trump refused to accept the result. He and many supporters believed that something was wrong with the counting process. Lawsuits were filed in several states. But courts did not find enough evidence to change the results. Supporters of Trump felt disappointed and angry. Many of them believed he had actually won. Chapter 10, January 6th, 2021. A date that will be remembered in American history is January 6th, 2021. On that day, the U.S. Congress met in the Capitol building to officially confirm Joe Biden as the next president. Before the meeting, Trump held a rally in Washington, D.C. He told supporters that the election was stolen. He asked them to walk to the Capitol and tell lawmakers to fight like hell. Many people marched there. The crowd became emotional and angry. Some people pushed past police. They broke windows and entered the Capitol building by force. Lawmakers had to hide. The country watched the events live on television in shock and fear. 5 people died in connection with that day. Many were injured. The damage was large, and the nation was confused and upset. Trump later told his supporters to go home peacefully, but the chaos had already happened. Leaders from both parties blamed him. They said his words encouraged the attack. Some of his closest allies begged him to speak more clearly against the violence. A week later, the U.S. House of Representatives voted to impeach Donald Trump for the second time. He became the first U.S. president to be impeached twice. The Senate trial did not convict him, so he was not removed from office. But his reputation changed, and the division in America grew deeper. Chapter 11: Leaving the White House. On January 20th, 2021, Joe Biden became the 46th President of the United States. Donald Trump did not attend the ceremony. He flew to Florida with his family. He said his journey was not finished. Trump continued to speak to his supporters. He said he had done great things for the country. A strong economy before COVID-19. Lower taxes. Less regulation. New trade agreements. A more secure border. Peace deals between Israel and Arab nations. He also said the election was unfair, even though many courts did not agree. When presidents leave office, many become less active in public life. But Trump stayed in the spotlight. He held rallies and raised money. He spoke about returning to the White House. Millions of Americans still supported him strongly. Many felt he fought for them when others ignored their needs. Others believed Trump caused too much conflict. They said his leadership style damaged trust and increased hate. They argued that America needed a calmer future. No matter the opinion, one truth is clear. Donald Trump remained one of the most influential figures in modern American history. Chapter 12: A Continuing Influence. After leaving office, Donald Trump moved to his home in Florida. But he did not stop speaking, leading, or planning. He continued to give speeches at large events. He wrote messages to his supporters and stayed active in politics. He chose his golf club in Florida as his new base. There, he met with politicians and discussed the future of the country. He supported many Republican candidates in elections. When they won, he celebrated. When they lost, he often said the voting was unfair. Some Republicans stayed loyal to Trump. They believed he brought new energy to the party and helped them win elections. Others wanted to move on. They worried that Trump's style caused problems and pushed away moderate voters. Still, polls showed that many Republican voters strongly supported him. His influence remained powerful. Chapter 13, Family and Business Today. Donald Trump's family also continued to play a role in his life and public image. His wife, Melania Trump, kept a quiet life after being First Lady. She focused on family and personal projects. Trump's adult children were more visible. Donald Trump Jr. became a popular speaker among Trump supporters. Ivanka Trump stepped back from politics to focus on her own family. Eric Trump helped manage the Trump Organization. Tiffany Trump finished law school. Barron Trump continued his education mostly away from the public eye. The Trump Organization still owned many properties, hotels, golf courses, and clubs. But Trump also faced legal battles related to his business and time in office. Supporters said these cases were political attacks. Critics said they were necessary to protect the law. Through it all, Trump always said he was innocent and that he would never quit. Chapter 14, A Country Divided. Donald Trump brought strong emotions into American politics. Some people admired him greatly. They said he protected American workers, stood up to foreign countries, spoke honestly, even if it sounded rude, fought against a system they believed was unfair. Many supporters felt that Trump understood them when no one else did. But others strongly disagreed. They believed he was too aggressive in his language, created fear and anger among citizens, did not respect traditional political rules, made divisions in the country deeper. These different opinions did not stay quiet. Families argued at dinner. Friends stopped talking to each other. Social media became full of conflict. Politics felt personal and painful. One of Trump's greatest effects on America was this. He changed how people talk about politics forever. Chapter 15. Will he run again? After the 2020 election, Donald Trump hinted many times that he might run for president again. He said America needed strong leadership and that he could deliver it. His rallies remained large and loud. Supporters wore red hats again and shouted, "Trump, Trump, Trump." Political experts debated his future. Some believed his time had passed. Others believed he still held the heart of the Republican Party. Whether people loved him or hated him, almost everyone agreed on one fact. Donald Trump was not done yet. Chapter 16, The 2024 Comeback. After many years of loud debates, Donald Trump decided to run again in the 2024 election. He said America still needed his energy and his ideas. His supporters felt excited. They remembered the strong economy from his first term. They believed he could fix problems that were still hurting the country. Trump traveled from state to state, shaking hands, speaking loudly, and telling stories about hardworking Americans. He said the government was too slow and too weak. He promised to make things fast again, strong again, and fair again. Election night was full of tension. Many people stayed awake, watching the votes on television. When the final results came, Trump had won again. Supporters cheered in the streets, waving flags. Some people were worried, wondering what would happen next. But Trump stood proudly and said, "America will be great again." A new chapter of his story had begun. Chapter 17: A Tough Trade Fighter. Trump believed that the United States had been treated unfairly by other countries. He said cheaper foreign goods were hurting American workers. So he chose a strong path: tariffs. He told other leaders, "If you treat us fairly, we will treat you fairly." Some countries became angry. Others agreed to new deals. The world's trade map began to change. In small towns across the U.S., old factories started hiring again. Workers felt proud to build goods at home. At the same time, shoppers complained because some products became more expensive. The trade fights were not easy for everyone. But Trump believed tough choices today would protect America tomorrow. Chapter 18: Fixing the Slow Machine. Trump often said that the government was like a giant machine that moved too slowly. So he tried to make it faster, like a business. He brought in people who knew technology and business. Together, they worked to cut long lines, reduce papers, and make services digital. Americans could fill out forms online, check information easily, and save time at offices. He also cut budgets he thought were wasteful and pushed employees to work harder. Some Americans liked the changes and said government life had finally entered the modern world. Others feared that important programs might disappear. Still, Trump continued. He wanted the machine to run fast and under control. Chapter 19: A New Immigration Road. Immigration was one of Trump's most emotional battles. He said America should welcome people, but only those who followed the rules. He sent more support to the border and used new technology to watch large areas. He also changed the way people could enter the country. Skills, talent, education, these became important keys to get visas. For immigrants who were already living in the United States, Trump offered a chance to stay legally, but they needed to learn English, work, stay out of trouble, and show love for the country. Some families cried with happiness because their future looked clearer. Others still felt fear and uncertainty. It was a new road, but a harder one. Chapter 20: A New World Strategy. Trump's view of the world was simple: America must be strong. He built new friendships with countries that wanted fair deals, not empty promises. With nations that acted unfairly, he stood firm and pushed back. He expanded the military in cyber and space, warning that future wars might be silent and digital. At the same time, he helped America produce more energy. Ships carrying American gas left ports for far countries, showing power through fuel, not only soldiers. He did not trust fancy speeches or old traditions. He wanted results. Some leaders respected him. Some feared him. But no one ignored him. Chapter 21: The Storm Around Him. Trump's second presidency felt like walking through strong wind. Every decision brought cheers and boos. Some Americans, said he was the voice of common people. Others said he was too strong and too loud. Businesses in America celebrated new jobs, but worried about rising prices. Foreign governments changed their strategies because they didn't want to lose deals with the U.S. Television hosts talked about him every night. Social media was full of love and anger. Trump lived in the center of a storm and seemed to enjoy the noise. Chapter 22: A Legacy Still Growing. As time passed, Trump's second presidency left a deep mark. Some towns were alive again with jobs and hope. Government services became quicker and easier to use. Immigration rules became clearer. Though harder, America stood stronger in world trade battles. And many countries had to rethink their plans. But divisions in the country also grew. People argued about what greatness truly meant. Trump's supporters said he was saving America's future. His critics said he was changing it too much. Trump himself often said, "My story is not finished." And maybe he was right. His legacy was still writing itself, step by step, headline by headline, year by year. Conclusion: a legacy still being written. Donald Trump's life story is full of big dreams, big risks, and big emotions. From a bold child in Queens, to a famous businessman, to a television star, to the President of the United States, his journey is unlike any other. He changed politics by speaking in simple, strong language that many people connected with. He promised to fight for those who felt forgotten, and many felt he kept that promise. But his actions and words also brought controversy. He pushed against the traditional system. Some said he made America stronger. Others said he made it weaker. Today, historians and ordinary people are still debating his legacy. They ask, was he a hero who spoke the truth? Or a leader who caused division? The real answer may take many years to understand. One thing is certain: Donald Trump will always be remembered. His story continues. His influence continues. And the world continues to watch what he will do next. As always, history would be the judge. But one thing was clear: Donald Trump's impact would continue to shape the world for years to come.